PTF and Mikee P back with you on this twinspires.com sponsored video for Triple Crown prep action. In this video, we're going to do the Jerome Stakes at Aqueduct, New York City's racetrack, and we're going to give you some bonus coverage from South Florida. Not a points race, but an interesting race happening this weekend. Mikey, I know you have been following the twinspires.com tournament program very closely, and I know we've had a lot of In the Money YouTube and podcast listener success over there. What do they have cooking this weekend?
Yeah, lots of big tournaments leading up to that Kentucky Derby betting challenge. This weekend features an Oaklawn qualifier. So the Derby preps have started in full swing, and Oaklawn is starting their prep season. So Smarty Jones is this weekend. Contest that centers around the Smarty Jones card. So race 9 on Saturday at Oaklawn is the Smarty Jones, but you can use all 10 races to bet in the Twin Spires contest. Live money contest, $400 buy-in, $200 bankroll, $200 goes to the prize pool, KDBC seats as the increments go for the contestants in there. So I think the last I looked, there were 28 people already signed up for that contest. They've been averaging over 75. So it could be 3 seats on the line this weekend.
The KDBC Racing's new contest major, obviously Kentucky Derby weekend. Go to twinspires.com and click on the tournaments page for more info. And if you want more info specifically on that Oaklawn card, you've got lots of options. You can check out the podcast side where Mikey is hosting our man Eric Solomon, or you also have the opportunity to watch another video right here on YouTube. It'll probably be posted right around the same time as this one. But let's get back to New York and talk about the Jerome at Aqueduct. Who do you like in this race, Mikey?
So I found this race difficult. I think that a lot of the money is going to find horses like the 6 Cyclone State, the 7 Studlydoright, but I'm not a fan of either one of those. I think Cyclone State has gotten easy trips on the front end in his last 2 starts. Now, he's going to be in front again, but there are horses that have speed in this race, and I think he should face some pressure. Studlydoright was in that Remsen, that was a nice race, but he really didn't fire in there. Now, maybe it was the distance. He did win the Nashua here at Aqueduct back on November 2nd, but I just didn't like the way he raced in that spot. So I'm going to try a different horse. I'm going to try the 8 McAfee. Now, 2-1 morning line for Rick Dutrow. This is the horse's 3rd start. Couple nice races at Churchill. Broke the maiden November 1st very impressively. Showed up an allowance race on November 24th and faced a horse called Optical. That horse is going to show up in the Smarty Jones this weekend. Optical got a little better trip than McAfee did in that spot. He was stuck on the rail behind horses the entire way, had to come through in a very tight spot and just missed. I think I like the barn here. I like the fact that they're showing up in a Derby type prep. I think that this horse in these hands has a good shot here. And the odds of 2-1, I think, could rise off that morning line. So give me McAfee in the Jerome.
I hear you. Obviously, if you know anything about In the Money Media, we're friendly with Black Type Thoroughbreds, one of our original partners over on the podcast side, and Reagan Swinbank, also a friend. Will be very excited to see that one run well, and that horse will be on some tickets. But I did have an idea to throw out there. I'll get your take on it. Omaha. I thought this runner at a big price was a little bit interesting. You mentioned about the speed in the race. I think you can make a case that the 2, 5, and the 6 are going to go out there. This horse, Omaha, hasn't shown a ton of speed, but in this one-turn configuration with a very fast pace and maybe a little bit better of a break, has a chance to come running at least to get into your verticals. This is a horse I'm going to be using. Can you see it if you squint?
Absolutely. I do think that he rates a chance. Now, hasn't shown much speed early in some of these races so far, but those are all 2-turn races. Now you get 1 turn, you get a pace. Did have a pace in front of him last time to close into and pass that test quite nicely. I do like that they're taking a shot in this race, and he's on the improve. Has improved his figures his last start. I think he's interesting in a race as a closer and a stranger.
Let's get out of the cold and get down to South Florida, my friend, to talk about the Mucho Macho Man Stakes. Fun pedigree angle to start off with. Macho Music is actually related to Mucho Macho Man. His damn Southern girl was a half to that one. This is a tricky assignment, though, with that blazing speed of Guns Loaded. I'm thinking maybe those two can hook up a little bit. I think Guns Loaded is going to be bet a lot shorter than that 5-2 on the morning line based on the figure advantage. And sometimes these figure horses stretching out for the first time, it can get a little dodgy, even though Guns Loaded is bred to do it. I'm going to try McKellen, the stablemate of Guns Loaded, in this spot. This horse is proven at a mile, and I just think this race could be run to suit. Disco Time is a horse who beat McKellen last time, has ended up on Derby lists in various places. I'm going to try McKellen to post the upset, the mild upset in the Mucho Macho Man. How do you see it?
I have a different idea here, and it's the 6-horse Septarian. Now, fresh Chad Brown here. And it's interesting that they got this horse after a couple Mid-Atlantic starts. If you watch the Charlestown race, and I'm not sure how much people are watching Charlestown replays, this horse debuted at 4.5. That was a really nice race first time out. This horse wants to dig whenever it gets to the stretch. Well, they showed up from that race into a 1X type race at Laurel on November the 8th. And this horse, didn't have the easiest trip in there, but again, hit the stretch and really took off, really strode out late. I really liked how this horse raced in both of those races. And now you get Chad Brown, you get Resolute Racing, Tyler Gaffleone shows up, and you go in a Derby prep right away at Gulfstream. I think this horse is very interesting, and you should get a fair enough price to be speculating on this one.
Good stuff. We'll have more Derby prep coverage in that other video. Remember to check out our friends at twinspires.com and their tournament schedule. It's robust. Feeders and qualifiers all leading up to the Kentucky Derby Betting Challenge. PTF and Mikee P. We'll see you real soon.